Good evening, Nancy here in Lafayette, Indiana, reminding you that if you dream it and believe it, you will achieve it. We've been speaking about the success principles by Napoleon Hill. He spoke about them in his book, Think and Grow Rich. We have done 16 previous videos, and we are now doing the 17th video for the last law of attraction, for the key to success to Napoleon Hill's work. A cosmic habit force is the source which all humans and relationships are maintained. So the thought patterns are translated into physical equivalents. So man is the only creature that has free will, at least as far as we know. We don't believe any of the plants or animals other than man have the ability to change their thoughts and to control their thoughts and to be able to become what they want to be able to think to what they want to become. Man is the only creature with free will. Now, there's cause and effect throughout nature, and nature tends to follow different vibrations, and they're set in order. And a lot of times, they have to control our financial, our health, and our happiness. The stars and the planets were put into place, and they have a certain orbit, a certain rotation, and they can't think physically how they're going to change the way they rotate around the sun or the other planets. So they're set into motion, kind of a permanent motion. And then we have the seasons. I love living in a state, the state of Indiana, where we have spring and summer and fall and winter. And right now, all the leaves are turning so beautiful. And it's just amazing when you go out and you watch it from day to day to see the glorious painting that's taking place by God's paintbrush. We realize every day that there are different factors in life. We know that there are ways that even sex reproduces its own kind. Plants reproduce their own kind. Squirrels, rabbits, elephants, giraffes, zebras, whatever, they produce their own kind. And man produces his own kind. So our thoughts can control things, except only man has the will to change that, to interrupt his thought patterns. If you are finding that you're in a negative thought pattern and you can't seem to do anything that you want to get to turn out, then I suggest to you, instead of just letting the thoughts think on their own, that you begin to think the thoughts into the positive manner that you want, so that you can develop habits of what you want to create. Thought patterns create habits. They either create habits for good or they create habits for bad. And so we need to stop and think each and every day what we're thinking about. That's where the accurate thinking tape came in that we did, the accurate taping video. But you can determine what you want to create with your thought patterns. When we set different habits into motion, they can be good or they can be bad. And they're called fixations. Our habits are fixations. And we can have fixations of a negative nature or a positive nature. Some of the negative thoughts that people deal with are poverty. All their life, they've heard that they're going to be poor. They grew up poor, so they can't change that. And so that becomes a part of them, and it's fixed in them. And no matter what they do, they're going to remain poor. Another one of those habits that is greed. Envy, jealousy. They're jealous of what other people have. Well, they were just born lucky. They just have to have the right parents. They just grew up in the right neighborhood. You don't have to have your fixations on that. Some people deliberately set out to hurt other people. That's not a good thing. I hope you don't do that. But we can have positive fixations. We can have faith. We can believe in God. We can believe in the universe. We can believe that it can attract good things into our life if we'll just believe it. We can be enthusiastic, and we can use our imagination, and we can have accurate thinking. When you're working a job, you can create a job with your employer, or you can go the extra mile. And it'll make you feel good as you improve and as you do whatever you want. But one thing you need to realize is with all these success principles, you have to put them into practice. It just doesn't happen overnight. You have to change those thought patterns into positive patterns. If I think I'm fat every morning when I get out of bed, then I'm going to be fat because my subconscious is going to believe that. But if I say to myself, I am not thin yet, then my subconscious begins to work on helping me to become thin. The same way with my finances. I don't have $10,000 in my savings account yet. Yet. You notice, I didn't say now, I said yet. And so my thought patterns begin to change so that I can get that. So the one thing I want to encourage you to do is start conscientiously thinking and make the habits that you want in your life, the success you want in your life, make it permanent. Realize that as we do it over and over and over, a habit becomes permanent. So let's make those habits positive, not negative. You can do it. I know you can. I'm just reminding you again that God has given each of us unique gifts to inspire, inform, and delight. May God bless you, my friend, till we meet again.